heavyweight. You wait then when you hit the throne with your sin. Tell me what you say then.
You know, it's amazing how sororities and frats who only share the same Greek text on their backs collectively possess a harmonious union that we who live by an ancient Greek text lacks. Yes, it's amazing how teams who are only brought together by money and contracts can jointly interact to inspire millions and bring fame to the name only by winning a game, but yet we who serve the one whose name is above every name collectively can't even do the same. Yes, it's amazing how we claim to have the same father, but one dichotomous issue has pushed our family away even farther. It's sad to say that we as Christians have hindered our own mission because we continue to be separated by comparison, jealousy, and competition. The goal to build the kingdom was once imperative, but it's become blindsided because our mindset has become comparative. As believers, we are working toward the same goal, but jealousy starts to take control. Comparing yourself to others begins to take toll. Advancing his kingdom once made us whole, but we made it about us, so now it's left us with holes. And competition only mirrors our selfish ambition. And if we aren't careful, it can cause an incision in our mission, so we never carry out the Great Commission, because maybe if we make other disciples, they might just exceed our position. And ironically, the enemy loves when we are in competition because we end up being on his team when he's actually supposed to be our opposition. So we get jealous because our ministry in life is not as glamorous as our friends on Instagram. Maybe because we think that ministry equals instant fans. So it becomes so focused on others that our relationship with God has become so distant. Man, it's crazy how comparing and competition says I can't congratulate your achievements. So I express my discontent in order to oppress and suppress your success. And I never hope you progress in anything you do. I'm not impressed, and I neglect the fact that you may have been blessed. So I take on this unnecessary contest because outdoing you has become my main conquest. But we forget that if God must increase, then we must become less. Yes, if we are really serious about growth, then ultimately we must learn to confess. See, competition had Cain disabling Abel, had Jacob deceiving Esau, had David running from King Saul, had Joseph sold by his brothers, which then put tribes against one another, had people deciding between Apollos or Apostle Paul, has us thinking that we're the only ones who have been called, but we better watch out because our pride comes right before our fall. And remember, as the saying goes, the bigger we are, the harder we fall, but I know it all too well. Outwardly just painting the scene so that I can be seen instead of projecting Christ who should be seen in me. Listen, the key to unity is understanding the functioning role of community. For there are many parts but one body, many leaves but one tree, many chapters but one book. But when I think of community over competition, I think of Jonathan, who was the heir apparent to his father's throne, but he is more recognized by his friendship alone. He probably waited his whole life to be the next commander-in-chief, but yet God chose David, who started out as a keeper of sheep. Listen, they could have easily been enemies and rivals, but his role of a friend instead of a king was more vital and ultimately was key to David's survival. See, the kingdom was more important than being a king. No lust for power, jealousy, or competition, because the overall mission was bigger than his possible position. Or what about those believers in Acts chapter 4, verse 32 through 35, who too understood that their unity was their key to survive, and who were all united in their hearts and their minds, not just because they thought it was nice to be kind to man, but because they knew what Christ could do for mankind? Or what about John chapter 17, verse 23, when our Savior says that they will be unified and together as we are, I in them and you in me, and together they will give this godless world evidence that you have sent me and loved them in the same way that you have loved me. See, Christ is saying that when his body is unified, non-believers would see that God really sent him as sacrificial love because our unity would represent the relationship with his Father above. So brothers and sisters, we have to end this spirit of competition, for it displays our true heart condition. So we need a great physician, a divine clinician, one that can help us die to a flesh, a divine mortician. So may we focus on Christ's vision, because together we can bring the abolition of competition.
Woo! Cedric Dale. Wow.